The first major step of the NFL offseason is here this week. That is right. The NFL Combine is here.
Yes, sir.
The rumor mill is going to be spicy hot, and we're going to get into all of that. We got that. We got baseball camp for Unc. We got some NBA talk. We got some WWE picks and previews. And that is all coming up on this episode of Flag on the Take, which is brought to you by Huga House. Looking for top-of-the-line quality hats, beanies, long sleeves, and hoodies at a competitive price? Check out Huga House and use code FLAG15 for 15% off your purchase. That's FLAG15 for 15% off at checkout. Worn by people such as Aaron Rodgers, Shane Gillis, Shohei Ohtani, Josh Allen, and more. Shop Huga House today, and also worn by your boy. Very high quality hat here.
I would like to say I started the Aaron Rodgers Enigma documentary. He was wearing Huga House in like the first 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
He was getting his little treatment.
But before we dive headfirst into it, we just want to thank everyone for liking, commenting, and subscribing / following on whatever platform you are on. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Go ahead and clothesline it. Drop an elbow on it. I don't care. Just do something on
From the top row.
That's right. Hit that subscribe, hit that follow, and most importantly, please spread the word to people that you know that you think would enjoy this product. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate all of y'all. Make sure to follow us on socials at Flag on the Take. But enough of that. Let's get into it. What is up, Jordan?
What's going on, my guy? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great, dude. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. I'm ready to get into this thing. Let's do it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. It's the off season. You know this is where I thrive, where a little Cole Schefter comes out of here. Man, you know what? Normally we would leave with the baseball camp. Let's just go right into the Combine. We'll do baseball camp second. Let's just jump right into the Combine.
Okay.
Because it is going to be tomorrow. If you are listening to this when it comes out, the Combine starts tomorrow on Thursday, and it runs through the weekend. Who we got first? I think we got the big boys on Thursday, right?
It's always like the big boys first. They don't do like the good stuff till last.
Yeah, the quarterbacks are always on Saturday, even though some of them aren't throwing.
I'm excited to see Milroe and them throw, though. Because this is really going to show. No, I'm serious. Because I feel like, do you remember, did Lamar throw? Lamar did throw. And do you remember how people were getting on? Yeah, so like, Lamar didn't do terrible. And I feel like just the fact that he did that shows like how committed he was to the position. And I feel like that helped him, for you guys to get him in the first round. Again, his football character is off the charts. And apparently it's been the same for Jalen Milroe. So I feel like him doing, did he say whether he's going to run or not?
No, I don't think he's running.
Okay. I wouldn't be shocked if I don't think he is.
I wouldn't run.
But no, I think this would help him out. But yeah, I'm excited for the Combine. Is there anybody in particular you're looking forward to as it starts? Or
I heard Abdul Carter can run a 4.3.
Yeah. He's not doing anything, though, because he got injured. I don't even think he's doing his pro day.
Shoulder, yeah, that's right. I'm looking forward to, and I don't know if he's going to do this at the Combine or at his pro day. I want to see Ashton Genty's 40. Like if
I don't think he's running. I think he's at his pro day.
Yeah, like if he's going to be a top 12 pick, top 10 pick, like he needs to run faster than a 4.6. Like I don't know his speed off the top of my head. I'm not like into all his measurables yet because I'm still learning about all
his game speed looks 4.3.
Yeah, speed.
But I mean, I think that's all that matters personally. But I think even if his 40 time was like 4. If his 40 time 4.4s, I think he's still first round. If it's like 4.5, he might drop out.
Nah, I think the Cowboys are still head over heels.
I still would, because like that doesn't matter. Game speed.
Yeah, and plus, like, I mean, the Combine, people say it all the time, it's just the underwear Olympics.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
But I mean, my favorite way to describe Ashton Genty's play is from Chuck Pagano, who actually works for the Ravens now, described him as a bowling ball of butcher knives, and that is the best description I've ever seen of Ashton Genty.
It's so weird because he's not like
big. He's not big.
Nah, he's like 5'9". But he is like 215, 220. He's pretty solid.
And he just mows people over.
Yeah, his contact balance is insane. He doesn't really have any like wiggle as far as like give you a little stutter, but it's like he'll go through you, and then once he hits the seam and he gets to the second level, he's basically gone. So he has home run speed, and then you got like the contact balance. But,
I really think like even though he's not a huge human, I still think Derrick Henry's a great comparison for him.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been seeing some LT. I don't see that, but
I've heard Kamara. I've heard LT. I say Derrick Henry just because it's like the same style. Like it's very north south. Like gonna run you over. Like I'm not going to shake you. I'm just going to go through you.
Yeah.
And if he gets through, like, he's not fast, but he's got that getaway speed.
Mm-hmm.
What did Gus Johnson say?
Is Cam throwing? Cam's not throwing either, right?
He won't answer the damn question. Most people don't expect him to throw, but he hasn't officially said if he's throwing or not.
I feel like he's probably take the Shador route because Shador's not throwing only because he wants his receivers to, get highlighted. So I feel like Cam the same way because you got Restrepo, you got Herrera. What's the tight end's name? Aurora, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Their athletic tight end. I forgot his name.
Or, geez, I don't know. Maybe just throw it both.
Yeah.
Like, these guys aren't Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. Like, they're not, like, guaranteed to go 1-2.
Yeah.
But they're talking a game like they are.
I mean, they're still going to be top picks. I mean,
yeah, but like Caleb and Jaden were locked in 1 and 2 no matter what. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders can't say that.
I'm going to say quarterbacks do it all the time. Like it was different. Say like the Kenny Pickett class. We didn't know who was number one. I think that these two are definitely better prospects than the entire class. That's just me personally.
Yeah, that's fair.
But in fairness, if you look at that class, I feel like they all had to throw because there wasn't like a clear cut. I think these two are clear cut, head and shoulders above the rest of the class, except for arguably Jackson Dart, because I feel like Jackson Dart's really rising up the boards right now.
What's crazy is that there's a lot of scouts that have come out and said, like, if they were in the class last year, that these guys would be second-round picks.
I saw a lot that were saying, like, they would be in, like, the McCarthy range, so, like, mid-first to, like, late first.
Yeah.
Which I could see.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Jackson Dart, though, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, and who else is throwing? Kyle McCord's going to throw. Riley Leonard's going to throw. Will Howard will throw. Those guys are going to be talked about like they're the top end of the draft, which is going to hurt the two quarterbacks at the top narrative-wise.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the performances. Like I said, Jackson Dart's shooting up the board. So imagine he goes out there, rips it. Because he has an arm. And then he runs, I don't know, 4.5 flat or something like that. Then, he
It's
might.
So funny. Like, Shedur's talking about, like, not throwing at the combine, and him and his camper just, like...
We do not care.
Yeah, it's like, I don't really think it's a big deal, especially if you're considered, like, the cream of the crop of the class.
Yeah.
I think it'd be different if he's given opportunity for the other guys to throw, so I think it's a good thing in that sense.
Like, how badly... Like, Cam Ward has a legit shot to go number one, but they're still debating between him and Abdul Carter. Like, wouldn't you want to put that to rest? Like, I know you have, like,
as a competitor?
Talking. Just in general.
My thing is, they're still meeting with the teams. So it's like,
yeah,
I still got all my tape out there. You're still going to come to my pro day, but you get to get me in a one-on-one scenario where I get to answer all your questions. You get to see the cerebral part of my game. So I don't know. They're still meeting with the teams.
The $6 million difference between first overall and second overall.
You're absolutely right.
Everything I could to go number one.
You're absolutely right.
Like, that number one payday hits different. Just ask Joey B, man. When he talked about that was crazy. Remember when he went on Part of My Take and he was like, yeah, I went to bed with $10 in my account and I woke up to a $30 million wire.
Yeah, that's insane. That is insane.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine if he got his routing number messed up?
I would genuinely cry. Because they ain't going to send it twice. They're like,
there's 30 M's right there. Nah. You got to wait till this. You got to wait till the game check hits, my boy.
I like changing bread. Gone.
Dang. 30 M's off after draft day, bro. I'm buying a house immediately.
That's what I'm saying. But the difference between getting 30 M's and 24 M's is like between 1 and 2. So, I mean, wouldn't you want to... Because you're not guaranteed a second contract. Like,
Facts.
everyone knows that. So, like,
Facts.
wouldn't you do everything that you can now to secure as much as you can?
I might take the Justin Jefferson route, too, because, he still, like, lives with his parents halfway. Like, he has his own spot. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like a townhouse.
Yeah. No, Justin, too. Have you watched Receiver? Like, Justin has his own spot, but it's like...
Oh, no. When I said JJ, I meant Justin Jefferson. My bad.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So does Devontae Smith. So, shout out to them. That's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
But speaking of the way to do it,
you want me to go into it?
I'll drop the headline and then you can just drop a nuke because I could just see it in your face. So Omar Khan, the con artist, has come out and said that they plan on bringing back at least one of Fields and Russell Wilson. So go ahead, have fun.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I know like half of Steelers, or even more of the Steeler fans want Justin Fields back. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care for Justin Fields like everybody else does. Like, I'll take him over Russ any day of the week.
Oh yeah.
But I do not think that Justin Fields is going to take us where we need to be in the AFC, and especially the AFC North, my guy.
Not a chance.
I don't want to sign him to a 2-year deal and then draft somebody in the second round for them to fizzle out. And then I'm not for it, man. Because I know how it's going to go. It's going to go, we get Justin Fields, re-sign him. We're going to get Milroe second round because we already have Skylar Thompson. We're going to have 3 mobile quarterbacks because we already said that we wanted a mobile quarterback. Because he had been for 10 years, or 20 years, and he couldn't run. So they're going the complete opposite now. I'm like, I don't know, man. If it's anybody, please bring back Fields. I don't hate it, but like, I don't want that to be it. Like, at least bring somebody else in that excites me.
Oh yeah, you know, Steeler Nation. This is pretty much how it sums it up in one sentence.
The hell you doing?
Yeah. They don't elevate you. They just keep you steady, like everybody else we brought in the building. I don't.
So riddle me this, all right?
Same record with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph. I can't get over that.
Jay Fields, Aaron Rodgers, or Matthew Stafford, or Kirk Cousins. I'll throw Kirk Cousins in there.
Out of all of them, I would take Stafford for the right price.
Stafford, you have to pay 50 M's though.
That's why I'm not taking Stafford. So it'd be A-Rod.
A-Rod? You take A-Rod over Kirk?
Yeah, easily.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We're going to have plenty of time to figure that out because the new season technically starts in what? March 10th?
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Not very long.
Who would you least likely like to play is my question.
I would least like to play Stafford just because I think he's playing the best out of all those options. But
which he is.
A-Rod still scares me, man. Even in his old age.
Like, watching the Jets games, it just felt like they didn't have like a real offense.
What happens when you fire your coach 4 games into the
I didn't
season?
feel like no, don't get me wrong. A-Rod had some bad games. I'm not excusing his play, but when they did have good games, it was A-Rod being A-Rod, and then being able to run the ball effectively. Because Breece Hall's still a dog, but yeah, no. Again, out of all of them, I would take Matt Stafford out of everybody because I still think he's playing at a top 10 level. He's still playing at a high level.
Throw money out, yeah.
But $50 million for almost 40-year-old quarterback.
Matthew Stafford, like if I were you guys, I would give him a 1-year $50 million contract. The problem is that he wants a 3-year $150 million contract. That's the problem.
But
if he wanted it for 1 year, he's so worth it for 1 year. The problem is that he wants it when he's 40. That's the problem.
My thing is also we don't have the roster that the Rams do. Like, our roster's not terrible, but you got to know what he's coming into, even though we're paying big games.
But here's the thing. Speaking of the Steelers roster, I didn't know Jalen Warren was also a free agent.
Yeah, he was mm-hmm.
I thought he had 1 year left.
No.
I did not think he's already been in the league that long.
We're signing. I think he's a priority to get signed back. I think Najee's
over
Najee.
Najee?
Yeah, I think Najee's
over Najee is crazy work.
I think so.
Over
I really do.
Crazy work.
I don't even know if Najee would want to sign back.
I mean,
and that's the only thing I'm taking into consideration.
Depends
I feel
on
like
the
he's
money.
fed up.
If they give him the bag, he'll sign.
If they give him a bag, he's coming back. Just because for
how much do you think Najee's worth a year? I say 10.
I'd say 10.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna go 9, but I'll go 10.
3 for 10, 3 for 30. I think that'd be fair.
I would do that.
Yeah, 3 for 30. I think would be fair.
Like, you got to think he's had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons with like terrible O lines
and terrible play calling.
Yeah,
like he has a 1,000-yard season when the other team knows what's coming.
Yeah, and people like to argue his efficiency, but have they not seen Steelers games where this man gets hit in the backfield 5 times a game and he still ends up getting 3?
As someone who is engaged to a Steelers fan, I've seen just as much Steelers tape as Ravens tape, and Najee at least half his carries gets like immediate contact in the backfield, and he breaks the tackle to get 2 yards.
And even with all the injuries, this is the only year that he's had where we've had a acceptable O-line, and even they played poor at times.
Najee hasn't really been injured.
No, he's durable.
Yeah, that's another thing that like people.
And he doesn't fumble. Like he's had fumbles, but he probably only has like maybe 3 or 4 career fumbles.
People throw it in running backs' faces like, "Oh, you guys can't stay healthy." But like Najee, I can only think of like 1 or 2 injuries he's had over the course of his 4-year career.
And it wasn't really more than what?
I think one of them was a concussion, so that's like a 1-gamer.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of crazy that a concussion is a 1-gamer, by the way.
We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. I'm not being put on the stand. I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. But we'll touch one last thing on the Steelers while we're on them. You said that Omar Khan said that they want to keep Pickens. Do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, so for anybody who hasn't seen it, today Combine started their pressers. So like all the teams, all the GMs, head coaches were having their press conferences with the media. Omar Khan had his press conference today. I saw the clip as well. But he talked about, how the teams do like the exit meetings with the players, like as the season ends and you start in the beginning of, a new year. They want to retain George, and Omar Khan was saying he was very optimistic about them getting a new deal done soon because, both sides came to agreement that, they would like George to remain. So the fact that they're saying that publicly makes me think that it quiets the trade talk. Because I feel like they would have kept it under wraps if that wasn't the case. And they would have done him like they did Chase Claypool and fleeced the Bears. Matter of fact, somebody call up the Bears if they are going to trade him, please. Because he's better than Chase Claypool. So somebody please go call up the Bears.
I have a fun fantasy trade for you when you're done.
Oh, no, I'm good. Go ahead.
So, now I'm gonna say what you give up first, rather than what you're receiving first. So you're giving up a 1st-round pick this year, and a 2nd-round pick next year.
That's not terrible. Okay.
But you receive Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
I'm doing it.
I would as well, unbiasedly, of course.
I'm doing it. Yeah. Automatically.
Because you got to think Cooper Kupp's going to cost a 2nd or a 3rd, and Matthew's going to cost a 2nd to a 1st, depending on how much money the Rams are willing to eat. So if you take the high end on both of those, a 1 and a 2, and you split it up over 2 years, you'll have Stafford for at least 3 more, and you could have Kupp for another 2 or 3 as well.
They've been talking about us getting him in like a trade deal. Like I've seen that in a couple.
Well, I've heard you guys connected to both of them. So, like if you got both of them, like you said, in a package deal, like would you give up a 1st this year and a 2nd next year? Yeah, that's a slam dunk. Because then you got Kupp, Pickens, deadly with Calvin Austin in the slot is also crazy work. Well,
because Calvin he had a good year this year. He started to come on.
They'd probably move Calvin outside and put Kupp in the slot because
I don't want Calvin. Calvin can't run outside, man.
Yeah, but Kupp likes the slot.
Yeah,
you can't have 2 slots all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would. Hear me out. I think they would still go in the draft.
What do you mean?
Like it's a deep receiver class. I still think they would find an option in the draft, even if we pulled off that trade.
I can see it. Because
it wouldn't be 2nd round. I feel like it'd be 3rd round. But
you got to think wide receivers are like a dime a dozen nowadays.
Yeah.
Like you can find some dog from a small school that just
in the 3rd round, and just be a contributor. He doesn't have to be a star. And we still don't even know what Roman Wilson is yet.
I forgot about him, so you don't even need to go in the draft because you have technically a rookie coming in anyways.
Yeah. So.
And I was very high on Roman Wilson. So
I was too. I wanted to see what the 4.3 speed in the slot would do. My little
he was a dog.
Tyler Lockett, but no.
Whenever he needed to get open, he got open.
Yeah.
Because that Michigan team didn't throw the ball much, but when they needed him to do it, he did it. So
I feel like if he had been like on Ohio State or something, he would have had like a Emeka Ibuka role. Like you're just a dog. Man. You wouldn't be like because Jeremiah Smith is that guy, so he wouldn't have been like one. But say him and like Emeka switch places, I think I look at him in that light as far as like, you're just a dog. Yeah. You're just going to do what you're supposed to do. You're going to do your job, high football character, that type of stuff.
And we'll get into this later. This is a little teaser or a little breadcrumb for the people, but Miss Hizzy really wants Ibuka in the 1st round.
It's growing on me.
We'll get your take on that later.
Yeah, it's growing on me.
Because we're going to get into that, but that's just a little breadcrumb for the people that Emeka Ibuka is definitely on the radar.
He's been shooting up. They've been saying he runs for. Oh yeah, we'll get into it. We'll do it later.
Yeah, because I have an opinion on him as well. But you know who else has been skyrocketing as well, as someone who got skyrocketed in that bank account, boy. That's right, Khalil Shakir.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you, sir, getting generational wealth. Yes, sir. We love to see it. And shout out to the Bills. Like, unbiasedly, this was a very smart early signing. This was like some Howie Roseman shit. You know what I'm talking about? How the Eagles always sign people early?
Yeah, just to get it out of the way. Yeah.
Because
that's what they did with Jalen Hurts. Smart.
Well, when you think about it, like Shakir, like they got him for 4 years, and he got $32 million fully guaranteed, so he's set for life, $60 million total. But you got to think the Bills, they got him early. They low key got him for cheap.
Yeah, because he was a free agent, right?
I think it was next year.
I thought it was this year because I thought I saw him.
It was either this year or next year. It was one or the other. But either way, like they low key got him for cheap.
Yeah.
Like they could have, like Shakir could have gotten like 60 guaranteed on the open market.
And it probably still wouldn't have been. I mean, it's a breakout year, but again, as far as like looking at the receiver market, that's still a deal.
Yeah. So Shakir, shout out to him getting generational wealth. Shout out to the Bills for getting him for on the cheaper side as well. Both sides are very happy with that deal. And like I said, unbiasedly, good for them. Very happy for them. But yeah, so we're gonna get into. All right, we'll touch on this real quick, just because I think it's stupid. But the Green Bay Packers have been outed as the team that want to ban the tush push.
I thought it was the Cowboys.
AKA they're bitching and moaning because they don't know how to stop it.
Yeah, I thought it was the Cowboys. You look stupid that you're the only team that called for this to be banned. And
I knew it was the Giants.
I knew it was going to come out which team it was. And I thought it was the Cowboys because they always complain about everybody.
I thought it was the Giants because they wanted to get back at the Eagles for Saquon.
But no. Of course, it was. Why the Packers? I didn't think it would be them at all teams. And then wasn't it LaFleur or like their GM confirmed it in like their recent presser? Yeah, in the recent presser. So
yeah,
that's awful.
I don't agree with it. Like I get it's like not a football play, but like
everybody can do it. Yeah. And Jason Kelsey's not there anymore, so I don't want to hear anything about.
You can't punish a team for being able to do something better than everyone else in the league. That's like punishing the Ravens because they're the
Lamar
best at running the football.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I'm
come
saying.
on.
Like that's like banning running the football because the Ravens are so good at it. Like no, just stop it. Just like put your cards on the table and stop it.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it. That's what I'm saying. Just stop bitching and moaning and just learn how to stop it for once. But,
I agree.
Speaking of bitching and moaning, we'll get back to something we were touching on earlier with Stafford. So, two-part question. Do you think he stays? And if he doesn't, who's getting him? And are they paying him what he wants? Like
if he's set on the $50 million, he's not staying. If they can come to some type of agreement,
I think that he'll settle for 45.
If it's that, I think they might work with it because they still got a young roster and they're talented and they can still compete.
Yeah.
Because, like, we thought that they were cooked because of their cap situation and, like, all the old players that they had. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Part. And so they sucked for, like, 2 years. They finally came back this year.
In a rebuild.
So, like, they're still talented, especially since they did well in the draft. And that they got a young defense that's on the rise. They don't have Aaron Donald. I still think Aaron Donald could still be a top 3 defender if he played right now.
Easily.
But it is what it is. They're still making do. But, like I said, yeah, I would say if they can come to like you said, like 45 or 40, okay, I think he'd stay. But if he's settled on that 50, he's gone, and it's going to be some team like the Giants. The Steelers aren't jumping on that. They're not.
He's not going to want to go to the Giants.
Yeah. And I mean, does he have no trade clause?
I don't know. I know they're letting him pick his destination because they gave his agent permission to seek a trade.
He might, because I wouldn't say, like, what do you think about the Giants roster? I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to win anything within the next 2 or 3 years.
You think he makes them a wild card? Is my question.
Stafford wants to win right now, and I don't think the Giants are in that.
I agree, but I'm just saying, in general.
Let's see. He does not have a no-trade clause. Stafford. So
you know what that means? It doesn't matter what they say verbally. They could still do him dirty if they want to, especially if he's not budging. So, the Big Apple looks like it.
Too.
Yeah. Now, I don't think they would do him like that because they're a well-ran organization, and I don't think McVay would do him like that, especially since they got a ring together and all that mess.
Well, here's what I would do if I was the Rams.
I don't know, because he did Cooper Kupp dirty, dog. I just thought about that.
So I don't know. Do you think before I give this answer, do you think if Sam Darnold stayed in that Vikings system, do you think he would play like he did it this year, next year?
No.
You don't think?
I think he would be decent. I think it's a one-off though. I think if I had to give you a stat line, I'm gonna say 25-11.
How many yards?
350 or 3,500.
Well, here's something I've heard that because you know that Sam Darnold is a California guy, and Kevin O'Connell runs the same system as Sean McVay. So I've heard that if the Rams don't want to pay Stafford $50, they might just sign Sam Darnold for like $35, who's 10 years younger and is in the same system, and still has Puka Nacua in a running game.
I can see that.
So, don't shoot the messenger. It's just a proposal that I've heard, but I can see it if because of the systems.
I got Darnold probably going to. I don't know where he's going. I don't know who's going to give him that long-term deal. Because I don't know if the Raiders are ready to dish out yet. And plus, if they get Shedeur, they're not going to want to dish out. Mm-hmm. I wonder how confident the Raiders are that Shedeur is going to fall to 6. Because you know Darnold's going to sign before the draft. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how confident. We're going to see how confident they are. Because if they sign Darnold, they're not going to be confident they're getting him. But if they don't sign anybody, I think they're pretty confident they can land Shedeur. Yeah.
So
I'm interested to see if these quarterbacks drop like everybody's saying they will.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think just the fact that there's not as many. Like last year was a pretty decent class, and the fact that you could kind of just. No, I'm saying in the fact that you could pick like your own flavor. It was a good class.
I was going to say that was a great class.
No, what I'm saying is you kind of had your pick of the litter. Like I feel like other than Caleb Williams at 1, you could kind of like interchange.
Yeah, you had
who you wanted.
Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Sprite. Fanta.
I don't feel like that this year. This year you got Dr. Pepper and you got, I don't know, Pepsi, and then you got.
I was say, bro, this year you have Coke and Pepsi.
That's what I'm saying. And then you got everything else. You got like Minute Maid, and then you got Kool-Aid, and then you got
You got the blueberry Faygo.
You got that Lipton tea that you scoop and then you put it in the water and mix it with.
You got the Dr. Thunder.
Oh, I seen this bootleg Dr. Pepper. It was called. Oh, what
Dr.
the freak
Goodwin?
was it called? Yeah, something like that.
I've seen that one too.
Dog, what the heck?
Oh man, but yeah, that would be like Will Howard in this draft, Dr. Goodwin.
Ugh.
Oh man, we will have our first mock draft here coming soon, sometime after the Combine, because we're gonna want to see how everyone tests and what makes them move. But one last thing on football before we move on. What would you think if the Steelers do end up getting Stafford and giving him the bag? Like paying him top 10 money. Because that's what he wants.
It depends on what the rest of our roster moves are.
So you give up a second round pick and pay him top 10 money.
I don't like that. Oh, so trade a second for him?
Yeah.
And then give him top 10 money?
Yeah. So you're not taking on a dead cap.
As long... I'm saying it like I'm the GM. Like I got the money to be throwing around like this.
Bro, we might as well be GMs. We got this shit. Come on. We're certified.
That's really GMs. Rich for my blood, man. Because he's also had like an injury history.
But here's the thing: you might just have to suck it the hell up because what else are you gonna do?
That's Jackson what I'm saying.
Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, I'm good on all that.
Justin Fields. For your sake, God forbid Russell Wilson. For my sake, I hope that's what it is.
Oh gosh.
Like you might just have to overpay for Stafford so you don't have to deal with this headache again for another couple of years.
Yeah.
So.
Frick, man.
Do you have anything else on the NFL before we move on?
Did you want to do like what we want out of the draft?
Yeah, we can hit that real quick.
Okay.
Little pre-combine, who we got our eyes on.
I know we're going to get into it even further, so we don't have to go like super in depth, but like just who we might have our eyes on now. You know what pick you guys are?
We are the 27th pick.
Okay. based off of, I guess, your needs, who would you take with the 27th pick in the NFL draft?
We definitely need an edge, guard, safety, tackle in that order.
Question. It would never in a million years happen. But I know you know what I'm about to say. It wouldn't happen. So, like, just entertain me.
All right.
Somehow, some reason, Abdul Carter's medicals just a little, but he drops to, like, 8 right there
8?
for the taking. Let's say.
No.
You wouldn't trade up?
No, because then we got to give up our 1 next year at the minimum. That's
what
a
about
long
10?
Jump.
What about 10?
Too big. 20. If we were at 21 where you were, I would entertain it. Moving up 10, 11 spots.
If he was in the teens, you wouldn't trade up? Trading up to the teens wouldn't be bad. Like mid-teens, not like early teens, like mid-teens. Say like 14, 15. 14, 15, 16.
Do I have to give up my first-round pick next year? Oh, God, that's a long jump. Giving up a first-round pick next year, too? I'd give up a second for next year, but...
Give up a second and a significant player. Who are you giving up?
Name the player.
Give me one that you think that... I don't know who's in that range, so I don't know who they would need, but just give me one.
So, how high are you on Trenton Simpson?
I feel like you would have to give a little bit more than Trenton, since you're not getting like a first.
What about Likely?
That's intriguing, I feel. But I feel like, for me, if you were going to go that route, I feel like you would have to... It would have to be like Likely and Simpson.
Because here's the thing, Myles Garrett will cost 2 1s. And there's no guarantee Abdul Carter, especially if he's falling because of his medical history, giving up 2 1s.
Say you guys, it's not going to happen because the Browns would never trade Myles Garrett to anybody in division. But say somehow you were in the Myles Garrett race, Cleveland would try to charge y'all arm and a leg, boy.
But like, I'd rather give that price to Myles Garrett, who I know
because he's proven.
Star.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And if this guy's falling because of medical, nah.
Okay, medical is period. He just falls out of nowhere. No medical.
He got the gas mask bong picture.
Yes, let's say that. Or he got the Baker Mayfield try to run from the. Now he's faster than Baker, so he's gonna get away. But
bro got caught stealing crab legs in college.
He's definitely faster than Baker.
Did you hear what I said?
Got caught stealing crab legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jameis, like a laptop like Cam Newton.
Oh, man. 2 1s would be a tough ask, but if it gets us over the hump, it's worth it.
Yeah. I've seen stuff that he would go to the Bills.
Who, Abdul?
Nah.
Or Miles?
Miles.
Yeah, I'm hearing that too. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me too.
So, I'm seeing Malachi Starks and, God, what's his name? Shamar Stewart from A&M. Mm-hmm. Those are like the 2 that like have been penciled in the most for the Ravens. So I'll keep my eyes on them. Let's see where they rank. Malachi Starks ranks as 19th best player in the draft. Shamar Stewart ranks 8th. Shit, Shamar Stewart would be sick. If Will Johnson falls, I want him.
Mm-hmm. I think it depends on what he runs in the 40.
I think Marlon Humphrey is a free agent. Oh, you know who else?
I thought he had one more year.
For?
No.
I don't know. I would trade up for James Pierce Jr., the edge rusher from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Will Campbell, the tackle from LSU, but I don't think he makes it out of the top 10, to be honest. Kelvin Banks Jr. is another person I'd trade up for.
I don't know him.
That's the offensive. That's the left tackle for Texas.
Okay.
Those would be the guys I would trade up for. That realistically could be there, because according to this mock, let's see where they go. Will Johnson's going at 11 in this one. I think that's a little high, but it is the Niners, so they probably have the ability to reach on someone they really want. But Kelvin Banks Jr. falls all the way to 25th. That's only 2 picks away. I would definitely trade up and draft him if he's only 2 picks away. Let's see where else he goes. He's going pretty high. Will Johnson falls to 15 in this mock. I wouldn't trade up that high for him. But, if he falls down...
You wouldn't trade up to 15?
Nah, not for a corner. We just got Wiggs.
Yeah, if he runs 4.4, I don't think he'll make it that far.
No, I think Kelvin Banks has the highest odds of falling, which I would trade up like 3-4 spots to go get because Ronnie Stanley's a free agent.
He is. Yeah, I saw that.
Thank God. Sick of his ass.
Oh, you got to put that Berlizzi drop in. I'm sick of her ass.
Next week on Flag on the Tape.
But, okay. Anybody else?
That's pretty much who I'm keeping my eyes on right now. Also, that Marshall edge rusher, dude. Mike
Nasty,
Green,
yeah.
dude,
nasty.
I'm keeping tabs on him.
Is he projected first?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he tests off the charts at the Combine, might have to invest. But who do you got your eyes on for the Steelers? You guys are 21st pick.
Okay. If Genty drops, Genty.
I don't
think he's going to.
That would be a best case scenario for
if
Pittsburgh.
Genty drops, which is possible, because I think he would be a good fit with us. If Genty drops, I'd say, do you think we would trade up for T-Mac if he drops to like, we're at 21. Say he drops to like 16, 17.
So this mock has you guys passing on him.
Really?
Yeah.
And where is he getting taken at?
The very next pick to the Chargers.
So 22.
Yeah. Why is he falling so much? What did I miss?
Nothing. There's no character concerns or anything. I don't know where this is coming from. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. Even when I was watching NFL draft on ESPN.
He was a lock to New England.
I thought he was a lock at top 10 too, but apparently he's falling.
What missing?
Nothing. There's literally nothing out there on why he's dropping. I don't know what it is.
I'm not a tape head, but like there's got to be something. There has to be something of why he's dropping.
Because from what I've seen, he's a dog. There's no reason you're supposed to be 6'5" and moving like he does.
This mock has him going 19th to the Bucks.
I don't know.
Like, to be fair, if I'm the Steelers and he's there at 19, I'm moving up.
I'm taking that. Yeah, like, come on. He's arguably the best receiver in the class.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he was a lock to the Patriots.
And really, I think he is because I'm not really a Luther Burden fan, but we can talk about that at a later date.
We'll get into that.
He reminds me too much of like Deontay. I'm good on him.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm good.
Oh God.
I was watching him play. I was like, nah, I'm cool.
He said, I'm cool off that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm cool on that. But
all right. So if Genty or T-Mac fall,
I think Genty's going to drop a little bit. I don't think Genty's locked top 10.
I think Genty's locked to 12 to the Cowboys.
You think he's the lock at 12?
I think Jerry is so hell bent on him.
On getting a running back.
He wants himself. He needs an Emmett type running back.
Okay, if he goes past 12, he's going to drop. And
Yes, he's going to fall very far if he makes it past 12.
Okay,
because here's the thing. Yeah. So in between you guys and the Cowboys, Dolphins
does everybody have a running back?
Dolphins pass.
A-Chain,
Colts pass. Falcons pass.
They all got running backs.
Yeah, Cardinals is a very, very, very small chance, like 2% chance.
I doubt it.
That's what I'm saying, 2%.
Yeah.
Bengals probably pass. Seahawks
they don't have like a
back. They have Chase Brown. He's good enough. They have bigger needs than him.
Yeah.
They have bigger needs.
But you know how they are. If they can get something that's going to make that offense even better, they'll do it. They've shown that they'll do it.
There's only 2 teams out of these next 3 that concern me that might take him.
Seahawks
is a no. The Bucks, I don't know how much they believe in Bucky.
I think they believe in Bucky. I don't think they'll take one.
This one's
because Bucky's a prime example of why you probably wouldn't take one that high.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. The pick, you would probably have to leapfrog this team.
The Broncos, because the Broncos is probably.
I think you'd have to leapfrog them.
If I'm being honest with you, I think Broncos is number 1 fit.
Really?
If I'm being completely honest, because if you think about it, as far as like their offensive line, they had one of the best. Like their offensive line was like top 5 last season.
Yeah.
And even without like a stud running back, because Javonte Williams hasn't been the same since the ACL, they were still running the ball effectively.
Yeah.
And they're good in pass pro. So, like, I could see him with the Broncos. I think he would really fit there. Plus, Sean Payton's looking for a joker. He's looking for, like, a person to, like, run their offense around. So, I feel like that would be Genty.
Yeah, we're going to have plenty of time to go over this because we're going to have a whole mock draft episode. Do you want to do – we might do that episode live.
Yeah, we can do that, right?
Yeah, we might do that live because we'll already have the mock draft cooked up. So let us know in the comments if you would like us to do this live because if the people want it, we got to give the people what they want. But so this week is probably the smallest week of baseball camp for Unk, just because like everything's just now starting to get underway. You know, like it's like the week 1 of the preseason. There's not really much to talk about because everyone's just starting to get back in the groove of everything and whatnot. So I'll just touch on a couple points. So the Nationals re-signed their all-star closer Kyle Finnegan to a 1-year, $6 million deal. This is like signing. Who's a vet that signed late in camp in the NFL this past year? Like a guy who's a good ball player signed in camp.
Are we talking like, give me offensive or defensive?
Either. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Who signed late in camp? Maybe like a T. Boyd.
Like Tyler Boyd?
Yeah. Because then he signed with the Texans fairly late, or Titans fairly late, I believe.
Give me something a little bit better.
Maybe this is more like
it doesn't have to be in camp, but like later.
Okay,
than the
I'll give you free agency. Let's say later. Coop, give me Coop. Even though he didn't do too much with the Bills, let's say Amari Cooper because he was killing beforehand.
Oh yeah, so this will be like kind of like, we'll say like Amari Cooper signs like a 1-year, $15 million deal, like in week 1 of the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So like this guy, he's in his early 30s, but he just made the All-Star game as a closer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a position of value for a team that like is on the fringes of making the playoffs. They're just like exiting the rebuild. So like this was them in their rebuild, and they're right about here.
Okay.
Like, they haven't taken off yet, but
they're getting there.
They're on the incline. Yeah, like all their top guys, all their top prospects are about to like debut or are very young in their careers.
Okay.
So this is like bringing in this is honestly like the Rams bringing in Amari Cooper, like before this year.
Okay.
Like before this year. This is like the Rams bringing in Amari Cooper on a 1-year, $15 million contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this for Finnegan, so he actually stays where he knows. And I don't like he only got $6 million. I think he could have got a little bit more than that, but I think he got desperate. So we'll get into one piece of sad news. The Cleveland Guardians, the artist formerly known as the Cleveland Indians, in case you know them by that, their owner died. He was 94, so he lived a good life. So obviously T's and P's, condolences to him and his family, obviously. But I'm just glad he lived a long, healthy life.
94, dog. That's up there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he lived a long, healthy life, and he was well off because he owned a baseball team.
Yeah,
so, like I said, T's and P's, condolences, but I'm just happy he lived a long... Absolutely. Yep. I'm just happy he lived a long and healthy life. I have a crazy stat for you.
Okay.
So, in baseball, you can defer being paid.
I heard of that, yeah. I think you were telling me about that one time.
So, like, the greatest example is Shohei Ohtani signs a 10-year, $700 million contract, so $70 a year, but he's only getting paid $2 million a year during those 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
The other 68 per year is after the contract. So that's how deferrals work. So you can keep getting paid in retirement pretty much.
Is that something that he set up?
Yeah, he chose that.
Oh, that's actually really smart, because then once you get to the back end, boy, you just chill.
A lot of players do that because they make less now because A, they're still making endorsement money, but B, if the team pays them less now, they can spend it more on other players to help make the team better.
Mm-hmm.
So the Dodgers have been the kings of that. And I just want to read a crazy stat. So the Dodgers have 8 players that are on deferral payment, deferral contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to guess how much they owe those players. Like some, like not yearly,
baseball
but like
contracts are kind of wild.
8 players. How much do you think they owe them in deferral?
500 M's.
Double it. $1 billion. Now, granted, $680 million of it is Shohei Ohtani. So that's like 68% is one player. Still, $320 million to 7 other guys in deferrals. Absurd, isn't it? Yeah, absurd. And it's actually genius for the Dodgers because if you so not to get nerdy, but you take the money that's owed to Ohtani. So $680 million that's owed to Ohtani. Mm-hmm. If you account for inflation and the time that the money would sit, the Dodgers really only need to put $400 million in an investment account when they signed him to that deal.
Okay.
And by the time they redeem the money, it'll have grown to $680 million to pay Ohtani.
That's actually smart, though.
So the
That's
team,
smart on their part, yeah.
So they signed the player to the deferral, and then they immediately put the deferral money in escrow.
Okay, that's smart though. Hold up. Yeah, that's cool. No, that's smart.
And everyone's pissed because that's how they're getting all the best players. That's why they have this super team. They're like the 07 Patriots.
Okay.
That's how good this team is.
Got you.
Yeah, they have
wild.
Tom Brady, Randy Moss,
that's
Vince
wild.
Wilfork. They have the dogs.
That's wild. Okay.
My bold prediction for this season is that they break the wins record. That's how good this team is. They have an all-star team as their team.
Team LeBron.
No, literally. And then one last piece of baseball news. I just want to get your opinion on this because this is I don't even know what Homeboy's doing.
Okay.
So Giancarlo Stanton, who is a very injury-prone player that's older, but when they were in their peak, they were still injury-prone, but was one of the best players in the game when they still played. Who's a declining injury-prone player that at one point was one of the best players in the league?
Julio Jones?
Yes, bingo. So this guy's like the Julio Jones, always injury-prone, but when he was younger, he was in his peak. Now he's 34. And this guy has one of the strangest injuries. So you know what tennis elbow is, right?
Yeah.
He has it in both elbows. How the hell did he pull that off?
Is he a pitcher?
No! How the hell did he pull that off?
That man been, I can't say that on the air. Yeah, he's been doing some stuff.
Yes. He said, the one don't work, gotta go to the other.
Yeah, he's been doing some stuff. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, so that's Giancarlo Stanton for you. He's heading back to New York now to get more medical tests, but I don't know how he has tennis elbow in both elbows.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
But that's it pretty much for baseball right now, is injuries and stuff and people breaking out, roll in. We'll obviously talk about it more, but that's enough of it, pretty much all that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into the final thing we are going to talk about. So WWE has their pay-per-view, a premium live event, Elimination Chamber this weekend. So we're going to get into a little bit of picks and previews for it for my IWC out there. If you're not a wrestling fan, become one. It is awesome.
Yes.
It is the best TV show out there.
I am very much a casual, but every time that I've watched it with Cole or we've been watching it with the fan, man, it's been a good time. It's been amazing.
Watch it.
So
enjoy it.
Yeah, you guys need to get into it. I promise you.
Get invested.
You'll like some aspect of it. Some aspect.
Honestly, this weekend's a great way to get into it. On Peacock, by the way, for those who do want to watch it. This premium live event. So it's the Elimination Chamber this weekend. So it's this big ass metal cage with 6 people inside of it. Last man standing gets to go to the Super Bowl, aka WrestleMania, to challenge for the World Championship. So this men's match is for the right to face Cody Rhodes, and this might be one of the best Elimination Chambers ever. Ever. All 6 of these guys are absolute workers. And normally they throw 1 or 2 in there that are just in there just to get their ass whooped and take a pin. But all 6 of these guys realistically could win. All 6 of these guys are literally 6 of the best in the world.
Who do you want to win?
Oh, I'm a Cena baby at heart. Come on now. I grew up in that era.
I was just checking. I was checking your temperature because I know Seth is your guy too. I was just checking.
Oh, I'm rooting for Seth too. You better believe that.
Okay. So if it's not Cena, you definitely want Seth then.
I'm honestly rooting for all these guys.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how you couldn't besides Logan Paul. So we have Damian Priest, for those who don't know, a 6'5" Puerto Rican with this cool ass purple braid. Absolute dog. Very likable person.
A lot of tattoos
John Cena.
too.
Everyone knows John Cena. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, you know John Cena.
Yeah.
You have the voice of the voiceless CM Punk, who's one of the greatest talkers of all time. And can back it up. You have Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath. He's this 6'5", absolutely chiseled human being.
Ain't he like 300 pounds? He's like 280 or something wild.
Yeah, but he's 6'5" and absolutely chiseled. Look him up. You'll thank me later. And then you have Logan Paul, who everyone knows who Logan Paul is, for better or worse.
He found the dead body in the forest. I don't know if I should have said that.
Freaking Rollins, one of my absolute favorites. Look him up too. He's an absolute dog. He doesn't look like it, but he is an absolute dog. Junkyard. And all 6 of these guys could realistically win it. I'm rooting for Cena and Seth, obviously 2 of my favorites of all time. I'm going to put my chips on CM Punk to win this. And the reason I say that is because Paul Heyman, one of the most powerful people in WWE, owes CM Punk a favor.
Mm-hmm. Didn't CM Punk win that one that we watched? Not too long ago.
What? I'm sure he won the match.
It was the one with McIntyre.
Oh, the Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won that.
Okay.
But he's the most realistic one I can see winning. I mean, I can see Drew McIntyre too. Drew McIntyre would be sick, but I think Paul Heyman's going to cash it. Punk's going to cash in his favor with Paul Heyman, and at some ways going to cheat his way to a win.
I can see that. Okay.
What do you think?
Okay.
Place your chip on someone.
My dream scenario is Cena because he's my favorite and most well-known.
I think that's too predictable. They don't like doing stuff that's too predictable.
I know, and everybody knows this is farewell tour, so they definitely won't. But it would be nice, send them off, send that man on the glory. And that's kind of scary sounding. Just let the man take his victory lap and go let him make Peacemaker season 2 because that's what I'm waiting on.
I think that's what he's filming right now.
Yeah,
he's filming something. That's why he hasn't been on TV.
I need that ASAP.
So who are you picking to win?
Drew.
Oh, okay. Miss Hizzy has also picked Drew McIntyre for this match. Moving on, we have the Women's Chamber, who has a couple people in there that I don't think are going to win, but are excellent workers, so it'll at least be a great match. So you have Liv Morgan, who...
Is she still annoying? I haven't... She's still doing the whole Dom thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still about it.
Okay.
But Liv's a hell of a wrestler, so I don't hate it at all. You have Bianca Belair. I know you love Bianca Belair. And then we have her still current, but I think she's going to turn on her tag team partner Naomi in there.
Yep.
Naomi's not going to win, but she's a good worker, so I'm not mad about it. And then my girl Alexa Bliss is back, baby, and she is in this chamber. Let's freaking go. She is so amazing. She was gone for 2 years. I'm so happy that she is back. And
what was going on?
She had a kid, and then she was just like, I'm going to chill. But she is back. She still has the same character, and I absolutely love it. Because she's like she's a very nice person, so she has that as one of her personality, but her character has multiple personality disorder. The way she can just flow back and forth between the two is so good.
Okay.
Because she'll be so nice and happy and talking like normal, and then she'll just say some really crazy, like, threatening shit, and then just go back to, see you later. But she does it so well. I absolutely love Alexa Bliss. And then we have Bayley. Shout out Bayley.
Shout out Bayley.
Like I said, I don't think Bayley's going to win, but she's a hell of a worker and deserves more praise as being one of the greatest women to ever do it. And then the newcomer, the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. I'm so happy she is in this match. Okay. She's only 23 years old.
Yeah, I looked her up, before the show,
She's so young and she's so talented.
Wow.
Easily one of the futures of the company. So, obviously, I want her to be pushed. I didn't even think she was going to be in this match, but I'm happy that she is. I think she's just going to put on a show. I don't think she has a realistic chance to win. Because whoever wins this faces Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania for the belt.
And my baby's going to win.
Yeah. So, Roxanne Perez, I love her to death. I think she's amazing and definitely the future of this company, but I just think it's too early for her.
Understood.
But she's gonna work, and it's gonna be great. If I'm between Alexa Bliss and Bianca winning for this, I think if Bianca turns on Naomi, I think Bianca will win this. But I can easily see this being Alexa Bliss as like a welcome back. And an Alexa Bliss Rhea Ripley feud, oh my God, that would be so good. Oh my God, take my money now.
I think I'm gonna
so good.
Base my pick off of yours only because I know the women by name, but other than like a few of the events, I haven't watched too much of them, so I wouldn't know like who's, like
who's on fire right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go based off of you. So I think
just take your homegirl.
Which one?
Bianca. Just take Bianca. That's always a safe pick.
I'll take Bianca.
I'll take Bianca. Work.
I was about to say, I was going to go with, because like you were saying, as far as like the entertainment value of it, and then you could build a feud off of that. So like I'm assuming they would probably go that route. But I'll go Bianca.
Bianca's just everything she touches turns to gold.
Yeah, I'll take Bianca.
So, yeah, that would be sick too. I would not be angry about that at all. But this match, so it is in Toronto, Canada. So both of these matches are because people in it involved are Canadian. So the first one, Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Tiffany Stratton is pretty much 2025 version of Trish Stratus. Love Trish. I don't know how she's still doing as good as she does in her 50s. Good for her. I ain't mad at all. She's easily the women's GOAT. And then to be able to give the rub to Tiffany Stratton like that, to put her over and develop her and give her some mentorship, I love it, dude. Because Tiffany's also one of the faces of the company. Absolutely absurdly talented. Her character's a little bit annoying, but it's just because she's a young, dumb blonde. That's her character. That's not her in real life. But you know, the typical young, dumb, ditzy blonde. That's what they're having her play right now.
Okay.
But in terms of in-ring ability, off the charts. Because she was a former D1 gymnast, so she's got all those moves in
she's
her
probably,
bag.
yeah, I was about to say.
She's got all those moves in her bag.
Livy Dunn out here.
No, literally. So, they're facing Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I absolutely despise both of them. Candice is just like a whatever character. Nia Jax, I genuinely cannot stand because she is not good whatsoever. She's literally only good because she's huge.
Okay.
No disrespect. No body shaming, but like...
Oh, is that the
Yes.
light-skinned shorty?
Not a shorty. She ain't short.
But no, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
She wrestled that one night we were watching.
Yeah.
Man.
I can't stand her. I don't think she's good at all. She's been fired twice for a reason. I don't understand the push. So obviously I'm picking Tiffany and Trish on
I was going to
this.
say something so wild.
Because Trish is Canadian too, so to be in her home country like that, she's definitely going over. So, and Tiffany's the champion. There's no way the champion's going to take an L before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty easy pick. And then finally, the last part. I don't know if this is the order of the card, but so The Rock, you know how he's on the board of TKO, the company that bought WWE. So he plays that figure on screen as well. As like, he's like, I'm the director of the board. Like he plays that on the screen, like to be a heel, a villain for those who don't know what a heel is.
Okay.
And so he called Cody out on Friday and pretty much offered him like, you know, the typical like, oh, I can take you places you've never seen before, but you're going to have to give me your soul. Like, I can take you to new heights, but, like, you're going to have to sell out your morals. Like, basically for Cody to become a heel. So, if John Cena wins, I think Cody accepts the offer and turns heel. Because Cena's a face, so you don't normally want two faces fighting.
Oh, I can't see that, though.
Well, have you seen the show Homelander?
Yeah.
You know the blonde guy? In the show, the main character?
I think so.
The one that's in the superhero song, the Future and Metro Boomin.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. You know how his like heel turn in that show? People are saying that's like the same thing for Cody, like a good guy who just got pushed so far that he eventually turns heel.
Okay, I can see that.
But I think WWE only does that if Cena wins, because you don't normally want two faces fighting each other. But the problem with doing that is Cody's the number one face in the company. For those who don't know, a face is the good guy. Cody's the number one face in the company, so if he turns heel, who's going to be the face of the company?
Yeah.
Like, Cody's so beloved by all these children. For him to turn heel like that would be catastrophic.
That's why I'm like, I don't know if I see that. That's kind of crazy.
But, I mean, that might be the only way Cena gets into WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't know.
All these 12-year-olds can be crying.
Right. That's the only way I see Cody turning heel and accepting the offer is if Cena wins the Chamber. Cena doesn't win the Chamber, Cody denies the offer, and The Rock just makes Cody's life hell again. So, I'm intrigued to see it. They made the segment very confusing on purpose to build up speculation, so I'm excited for this card. This is a phenomenal card.
And this is Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday night starts at 7 o'clock on Peacock. Oh, and then the last match I totally skipped over because it's pretty irrelevant, but Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the umpteenth time, and then a no disqualification match. It'll be a great match because like both guys can work and like they're going to be brutal. Yeah, they're going to be brutal because both guys can work and they know each other very well, so they can do some really crazy shit and not break each other's necks. But I've seen this match a million times, so whatever. But like I said, I'm very excited for the card. I'm very, very excited for the chamber matches because that men's match could be the greatest chamber match ever with the guys that are in it. So I'm very excited about it. Make sure you check it out. Give wrestling a chance. Please don't just look at it as some fake bullshit. Like, look at it as a legit TV show. If you look at it as a TV show and get them invested in the characters as characters, I don't see how you couldn't love it, especially if you like action.
Yeah, that's good.
So
good stuff.
Yeah, that's about all I got for that. You got anything else before we get out of here?
As always, we want to thank you guys for everything, man. Once again, we're trying to turn this into something huge, man. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things on all our platforms. At Flag on the Take, at Flag on the Take Pod on YouTube. But yeah, we thank you guys for everything, bro. I love you. Grateful to do this with you like always. Let's just keep running it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you tell a friend, tell somebody that you know that likes sports being talked about, like by a couple average guys. So appreciate all it. Make sure you hitting the like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you take us in. Make sure you follow on all socials. Jordan, I love you, big dog. I love doing this. This is a dream of mine. So I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate the support. And yeah, we will catch you all next week. And be on the lookout for that mock draft episode. It might be coming soon.
Absolutely.
All right, see you guys.